open up questions for Derrick, Butler, and Jamai.
I mean, guys, just to start off, how does it feel to get like back-to-back victories after like a 6-game losing streak like that? Just talk about that for a little bit.
It feels great. Lately we've been just focusing on us and not really focused on the next game or the next game. We're just coming in every day and working and having fun.
Derrick, after like you had a bit of a cold spell, like and later this season, you've seemed to like reignited your fire in these past 2 games. You had 15 yesterday, and you had last game out, and you had 19 today. What's been the secret behind that success? Just getting back into rhythm.
Just working every day and just enjoying the process of it. I mean, college basketball, you're gonna have ups and downs. It's basketball, but I've just really just been focused on the work and just appreciating it every day.
And Jamai, you had another double-double performance, 11 points, 11 rebounds. Was it more difficult today with like sort of the bigger bodies in the paint for Coastal Carolina to kind of get around them? What was the secret behind their performance today?
It was just really just matching their toughness down there and size, just being overly aggressive to work on the best positioning. So really just building on from this game, just keep it up every game from now on.
And you guys held the lead for the entire game. What do you guys think was the most challenging part of that, like going against this Coastal Carolina team today?
Just staying, just making the simple reads and keeping it simple to keep the lead. So, yeah.
Besides you two, there was 2 other players in double digits. What does it mean to have the ball moving like that where everyone's scoring?
I mean, it means a lot. Coach Simon has just been preaching to us that we gotta play with more pace and play faster. And it just, if you watch the game, it just looks like everybody's having more fun out there. And I just really appreciate everybody buying into Coach Simon and play faster because it just makes the game a lot more fun and everybody eats.
When you just said play faster, 16 fast break points today. What does that mean as a team?
It means a lot. Like I said, like we just been preaching in practice every day to play faster, play together, and just play for each other, and it shows out there.
How important was it to play? How important was it to get after it defensively all game long?
It was very important from the start. It was just staying disciplined and keeping your man in front of you basically the whole 40 minutes. So, yeah.
Any other questions for our players? Okay. Coach, if you'd like to start with an opening statement, we'll open up for questions.
Yeah, good win. Good to stack kind of 2 games in a row where we've kind of held the lead from beginning to end. You're starting to see some maturity. I think you're starting to see just having some of our guys healthier again, having a healthy Derrick Butler changes us remarkably, having Dejan Humphrey getting his timing back, and Jamai starting to get more healthy. We had kind of illness, run through our team pretty strongly over the last 10 days, and you're kind of seeing guys come out the other side of that bug that's going around. So just starting to see that energy. But 16 assists, they're buying into the ball movement, buying into playing fast. Defensively, they've taken way more individual ownership. To hold the team to 36 and 20 from 3 in the D1 game is important, and 11 steals on top of that. So, really good day defensively, and I liked our tempo. So we had a lot to build off of.
I mean, after 2 really successful games in a row where Derrick Butler's gone off from that second unit, 15 against NIU, 19 today, are you going to see more of that lineup look going forward, him sort of leading the charge off the bench going forward?
Yeah, it wasn't super by design. It was just more of we played Kent State, and he was extremely ill, and we just said, well, we need some minutes just from see what he could do. And so when he came back and without practicing very much before NIU, we kind of put him on that unit, but we knew there were some strengths to that. Is now you have a go-to guy that you can kind of run a bunch of stuff to on that second unit, and we got to probably look at that because it's all of a sudden it's really fortified that second string.
And you guys dominated in fast break points to get like 16 points to just 2 Coastal Carolina points. What was the strategy behind that? Like, what really got you guys momentum going on those fast breaks?
I mean, we've just been putting the huge emphasis on pushing that ball up the floor. We don't want to dribble it across half. We want that ball up on the pass, get it opposite and get an attack or attacking guards' feet. So there's different things that we're trying to do strategically with our attack, but I think we're just buying into it a little bit more, and we're able to get more stops so that we can.
And just talk a little about Trey Thomas's performance today. It felt like he was just hitting everything he shot today. He had that stretch where he hit 3 straight threes. Can you just talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, and I think he's a great benefactor of some of the ball movement, because now the ball finds him as opposed to him having to create his own shot all the time. So when that ball's able to get him in a catch and shoot, we think he's as good a catch and shoot shooter in the league, and now he's getting a chance to do that a little bit more.
Speaking of ball movement, it feels like the ball movement's rapidly improved over these past 2 games, just from what I've seen. Just everybody looks more consistent. What's been the secret behind that? What have you guys finally figured out to really unlock that within your team?
Well, I mean, I think at some point you got to get tired of trying to do it the other way, and I also think having just maybe 1 or 2 guys back that maybe there's a motivation that if I don't buy into this, that someone's going to take my job, and when you're shorthanded, that doesn't really exist. And so now I think there's a little bit of that, and I think we're getting more consistent rotation too, where guys are getting to be able to sub out before they're exhausted, and so we're being way more proactive with our subbing with the extra bodies.
And was there more of an emphasis on outside shooting with just the height of some of the Coastal Carolina players? You had obviously Coastal Carolina has 2 players that are over 7 feet tall. Was there more of an emphasis on the 3-point shot today in previous weeks?
Well, we're a good shooting team, and I think it just comes with our tempo and ball movement, and we've probably underachieved in that area for what our talent level is from shooting, and I think that has a lot to do with just creating shots for one another. And I think as you've seen that get better, you're going to see us hover around that 40% mark, and I think that's our potential.
Marcus Johnson matched up against Noah Ammenheiser a lot this game. Can you just talk about the thought process to put him on him?
Yeah, big Noah. I mean, he's 7'2", probably 275, 280, and Marcus just gives us that strength. Marcus is an immovable object when he's on that block. He's so strong, and so our thought process is keep him away from the basket. When he gets deep catches, and it's really hard. And so he gives us an opportunity, even though there's a height differential, but he wins the real estate matchup. He'll keep him 10 feet from the basket as opposed to 6, and he did a nice job with that. And he had 4 steals, but it created closer quarters where other guys could get their hands on balls as well.
And then 13 free throw attempts today. What does it mean just to get to the free throw line that consistently?
Yeah, and we've been doing a good job of getting more and more of those, and we need to be an attacking team, and because we're a good free throw shooting team, and so the more that we can do that, and sometimes when you start making a bunch of threes, you start getting a little 3 happy, and we don't want to do that either. But we believe in our ability to shoot free throws.
Coach, after NIU, I asked you, about shifting your guys' focus to Coastal Carolina, and you mentioned now it's a different brand of basketball, in the Sun Belt Conference. Just describe your guys' process to, practice for that and stuff like that.
Yeah, it is. I mean, they're unique. In the Sun Belt, there's a little bit different. It's just a different brand of basketball. You're watching in their style where they're really playing their big back. They're not letting you get kind of threes from your wings. They're going to kind of take away. They're going to dictate what you're getting out of the ball screens. They're forcing a lot of mid-range jumpers, which is not who we wanted to be. And we don't want to be a floater team. We don't want to do all those things. So you just have to have a little bit different preparation. And we put some new stuff in that was successful for us offensively, particularly in the first half. And we just schemed for it. And I thought our guys did a great job executing.
Coach, 27 points off turnovers today. How important was it to get your hands in the I don't remember the word.
In those gaps and
Yes.
driving lanes, and you're spot on. You're exactly right. We feed off of that, and when we can get out and run, we're really good athletes. You got Will had 4 steals, Marcus had 4 steals, DB had 2. Javante's second or third in the country. It'll get in the opponent's heads a little bit that, hey, if I put my head down or I start spinning, I do all these things, I'm going to lose the ball. Like, all of a sudden teams start to settle. And so it's got to be a big part of what we do. Turnovers for touchdowns to swing the game. And we got a lot of those today.
Coach, Braylon Green had that dunk early, and then a lot of assists. Was it important to get him just kind of inject to affect the momentum changes of the game?
No question. I mean, Braylon's a huge X factor of this team. He's had spectacular practices, over and over and over. And you're just kind of waiting for, as a young guy, he didn't play a lot. He was injured kind of his junior and senior years of high school. Didn't get a chance to play a lot at Arizona State last year. So he's very much a young player with a lot of inexperience. So you're seeing his evolution and his comfort level emerge, and he's a big reason why. He's really good on the ball defensively. He's disruptive. He's as fast as there is in the country, end line to end line with the ball, and he's bought into becoming a playmaker. And you see 5 assists, 1 turnover. I mean, that's creating minimum, probably 10 to 13 points off those 5 assists, on top of the 2 that he had. That's creating a lot of points in a hurry. And, you're going to see his role continue to expand, and we absolutely love how he's playing right now.
Any more questions for Coach? Thank you, Coach.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Thank you, Coach.